Today I fucked up by accidentally dosing my dad with an edible. This is in Canada where weed is 100% legal as a disclaimer. So around Christmas time, I made about 60 ginger snap cookies with a lot of THC in them for a party at about 60 milligrams per cookie. Since then I sold my condo to buy a house and was living with my parents in between. We emptied out our freezer and brought the cookies with us to my parents, and hid them in a place we thought he would never go, with the intention of taking the cookies with us when we moved out. Well, come today, we've been in our house for about 2 weeks and completely forgot about the cookies. I was over there using their gym, and once I had finished, I saw my dad had a bag of them open on the couch. He had eaten a half of a cookie, not proceeding to have eaten more because they tasted funny. They proceeded to give me the bag and I went home. From there I texted my mom and admitted to the cookies being full of weed, to which she basically said I won't tell him, he should be okay. Fast forward to now, apparently my dad is ginger stoned according to my mom. I told her she can tell him it was me and apologized profusely. Apparently he is not mad, but I'm upset that it even happened in the first place. TLDR, I had weed cookies that I brought with me between moves. Dad ate half of one and is orbiting Saturn ATM. Update, seeing a lot of comments saying I should have labeled the bag. I agree 100 and I fucked up regarding that. I wish I could take it back but can't time travel. There are no children at either house. My dad is fine and had a good sleep according to my mom, and laughed about it the next day. He used to smoke it when he was a teen but now just indulges in the occasional whiskey. No bad blood and we are laughing about it today. Also, timeline of events: cookies made at Christmas, move in with them in Jan till June. Taking bag with us initially, forgot about bag, ate it last night. Well, at least it wasn't like one of those candies of 200 milligrams. Still, 60 milligrams, it's like 3 times of a high dose, but it's manageable. Tell your dad if something tastes a bit odd, don't eat the thing, it's either an Eddie or expired, haha. As for you little fella, keep your stash where no one could take it, that includes Eddies. They see it's food but it's not. I had a similar incident and didn't went great. For their safety, keep your goddamn stash away. NA man. We straight up stashed a bud in Grandpa's evening pipe. He ate half a box of cereal and laughed his ass off for about 20 minutes, then he was out. He slept like a baby. Our grandmother just said I know what you did and never said another word. Where did you hide the cookies thinking they'd never find them? That is very funny because the same thing happened to me. My dad was bad tripping hard though because the cookies were way too strong and he ate quite a few. He managed to remain somewhat calm even though his heart was pounding like crazy. We joke about it nowadays but I know it's a very bad memory for him. This happened to my roommate's sister and their parents. Both parents ate them. Dad didn't notice he was high until he'd driven Mom, who thought she was having a heart attack, to the hospital. My dad suffers from chronic pain, so I sent him some gummies, luckily only 5 milligrams THC each, with a note explaining the dosage. But he never saw the note or read the label on the package. I guess he thought I was just sending him random candy for no reason. Luckily he had a great time and found it hilarious. Happened to my dad once back when I lived with my parents. I even labeled it as space cake, do not eat, but my dad took some anyway because he didn't believe I would just store edibles in plain sight and just wrote that on there because I wanted everything for myself. He quickly learned his lesson, LMAO. If it's 100% legal there, can I ask why you didn't label the damn bag of weed cookies? Like, grab a permanent marker and write THC across the bag a few times. Honest question, why make THC snacks with that higher dose? I've been what I thought was a chronic smoker at points in my life, but my tolerance was never so high that 10 milligrams wouldn't get me pleasantly baked. Have I just been a lightweight? Edit, damn, y'all, I'm learning a ton, thank you. I did this last year. My mom was having trouble sleeping, so I grabbed her a 1,1 THC CBD tincture. Well, I messed up and didn't have my glasses on and grabbed a strong one. Poor lady had to sit through a senior citizens meeting stoned off her ass, had no clue what the hell was going on, and then ate a whole tin of cookies. My mom, an old hippie, ate a cookie I had stored in the freezer. I wrote "do not eat" on the bag and put a skull and crossbones on it. She apparently missed the message and ate the cookie while cleaning out the freezer. A few hours later, she told me Dad she wasn't feeling good and decided to take a nap. A few days later, she asks me what I was looking for in the freezer. I told her I put a special cookie in there. It was at that moment she realized what she had done and that she wasn't feeling sick but was extremely high. We laughed hysterically. Ginger stoned. Dude, you would have killed me. Like, when I eat cookies, I eat cookies. What is it with people storing edibles and not clearly labeling them? I mean, Jesus Christ, have some critical thinking skills, I beg of you. I wish I could take it back, but I can't time travel. Have you considered mushrooms? S. I just made my dad a batch of cookies for Father's Day. He loves the fuck out of them. One time I ate 2 of them and had an OBE. He has lung problems, so I make edibles for him to have fun too. So in America it may be legal, but corporations can still terminate your position if you test for THC. Same still apply across the border. I did this to my adult daughter by accident. I had made some no-bakes and left them on the counter. She came home unexpectedly and walks into my office munching on them, talking about "these are pretty good." Yeah, it was too late. That was like her 3rd one already. She still talks about how shitty the next 12 hours were for her. Pretty sure her mom still doesn't know. Glad Pops didn't get sick. Surprise edibles can be fun or a disaster depending on the circumstances. Sounds like everything turned out okay, so now you all have a great story to tell at the family barbecue. Sounds like your mom is serving cookies for dessert. You better come through. Man, I read dosing as losing and I was so sad. I can't believe no one has asked this. Did he have a good time? How long do your cookies last? Label your bags. My ex-GF had a close call with her 11-year-old daughter finding frozen brownies in the freezer. Now they are labeled explicitly and all of the kids know mommy's brownies are only for her. Man, I wish they affected me. I took a whole tin of gummies while riding on a road trip. 100 milligrams. I felt a tiny bit of lightness, but nothing I felt out of it on. Smoking vaping works, but edibles never have. I never understood what a proper dose would be and thought everyone could take 30 milligrams easy. I thought I was doing it wrong. Today I had an oopsie interaction that harmed no one. One person was super chill, but yeah. LOL, they're going to be okay. OP, don't sweat this too much. Imagine if people just had the common decency to ask before eating something that wasn't theirs. LMAO. If my son did this to me, I'd never ever let it go. I'd also never ever stop laughing about it. Oh, how sweet you got your dad high. I mean, high 60 milligrams for a new user should take a day or so. LOL, Ed orbiting Saturn. Name checks out. The edible complex. Permission to steal the phrase ginger stoned. I need to incorporate that into my life if I ever get into making edibles. Same thing happened to me, except it was my best friend's dad that I got stoned with the frozen ginger snap cookies. Does every Canadian had a bag of weed cookies in their freezer? This is where both my parents smoking weed helps me. I could look my dad in the face and say, "Bro, those have pot in them, you'll be in space in an hour." I absolutely love these lost in the ozone stories. Never done weed before, so I'm just curious. Why are all these comments light-hearted and fun stories? Aren't drugs supposed to be dangerous?